Good morning. This is day 16. I just hiked to the saddle of Apache Peak, and I want to explain what I'm doing. So what I'm looking at right here is Apache Peak, and then there's a saddle, and I'm in the middle of the saddle. There's Mount San Jack. So I'm getting closer. I still have a lot of terrain to cross. So this is the saddle. And the PCT actually goes on the other side of that peak right there. But they're saying that you need ice axe and spikes at a minimum. I have the spikes, I don't have an ice axe. And there was a very steep section yesterday with crusted and icy snow, so I got a little experience of the steep angle that they've been describing here. So what I'm doing is going around basically that very steep angle because there's nothing that'll stop you. I guess it's like a 500-foot fall. And unfortunately, a couple of years ago now, a guy by the name of Microsoft, his trail name was Microsoft, didn't have equipment, slid right there and died. And I've promised that I'm going to be as safe as I possibly can. So this is the first time I've had to take an alternate. I'm perfectly happy with it. I still have to side hill. This isn't like an easy game. It's not like I'm taking a trolley. So the sunset was beautiful this morning. Hopefully there's a shot or two that I did okay on. So this side was extremely easy. Kind of felt like I was hunting actually, because it's no trees obviously, very scrub brushy, but it looks a little bit more challenging behind me, so I'm gonna get moving. I got 8 miles to water and I have exactly 1 liter right now, so that's a little bit less than I like. I like about 1.5 liters for that long, but we'll see how it goes. Wind, I know, but so this is what I'm looking at. That's extremely steep drop off, but I'm scanning around. Steep drop off. Kind of a good draw. I'm gonna try and make my way down that draw. And there's the PCT down there. And a piece of advice that the PCT gives, anybody that hikes in mountains gives, is especially like look at this terrain around here. If you're going to go off trail, make sure that you have the skill set and the knowledge and the wherewithal to think about being able to retrace your steps. One of the most dangerous things you can do is go off trail and then get into an area where you can't get back up and you can't go down any further because it's just too steep. So then you're effectively stuck and there's nothing to do but press a button and get some help coming. I am seeing some comments from people that are interested in the PCT, and so this is important. This is an alternate, it's a recognized alternate to avoid that scary icy patch. But still know your limits, know what you can do, and if you need to, something like this, buddy up with somebody so that you've got someone there to discuss things. And in the last clip, I'm all being serious about safety, and then I dropped my pack so I can get some snow, and I realized I don't have my Garmin on my pack. I had to charge it last night. It's buried in my pack in my electronics bag, so stupid me. At least I recognized it and could pull it out, because something happens and it's buried in my pack, I'm not getting to it. So, and it's turned off, so that would have been completely wasted of a security device. Anyways, it happens. You just gotta pay attention. Okay, I'm down the draw. I backtracked to where the part that was sketchy, and this is like, that's my foot. You get no traction. I have micro spikes, but those are 1/8-inch spikes. They're not crampons, which are 1-inch spikes. So an 1/8 inch getting into this without an ice axe for a rest. And this is the less bad area. So now I'm going in. So all of that is probably about 500 yards, but it's 500 yards and that's your angle. I'm lowering the phone just so you can keep seeing ground. So there really is nothing to stop you until rocks below. So good decision on my part, and this is for information, people following. It looks like this is going to be here at least another 2 weeks, even if it warms up. It's in shade a lot of the day. And one final look at the draw that I came down from Apache Peak, and then going over towards those trees. You can kind of see the trail going up, so that's where I walked over to take a look and see the how sketchy it was over there. And it's a sheet of ice, so not bad. As if the trail isn't challenging enough, you get these choke points. I don't know if you can see the spikes on these things. They're like 1.5 to 2 inches. Oh boy, the trail is making us fight for every foot. Blowdowns, more blowdowns, snow, overgrown bushes. You earn this one. Blowdowns. So blowdowns again help. They happen every season, but they could trim back some of these bushes. This is ridiculous. I promise I'm not going to keep going on and on about safety, but I hit this patch. It's completely crusted over. It's completely shaded. It's a high angle. And that rock that you can kind of see that curves here, that's holding up the trail. Like it's built out, right? So that means it's a ravine. And that right there to that snow, it's about 15 feet. And it just keeps going down. So I promised myself and I promised my people I would be as safe as I can. So even though it's, I don't know, I'm going to guess 30 steps, micro spikes are on. I'll let you know how many steps it really was. 24. It was 24 steps, but it was worth it. I'm still here. So it's 11:40. I've done 6.3 miles. I'm still just under 2 miles to water, but I have to take a break. Oh, this is me as real as it gets. That was a morning. If any life-altering decisions end up being made in the next 2 days, this is going to be the reason why. I've been on snow for about a quarter mile now, and it looks like there's no end in sight. I still have not reached water. So keep on moving. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the closing for day 16, but it's actually the following day. So you guys saw the snow, I think was the last thing that I really reported on. Got through that, got through about the 3 miles of snow, and then about the 3 miles down the Devil Slide Trail to the park. It was about 5:30 by the time I hit down there. So I was desperately hoping there was somebody there for a ride and wasn't seeing anybody, so I started walking. And to get down to the town of Idlewild, it's about another hour-long road walk. So as I started going down, I passed like this black car, and there was a guy sitting in it, and he just looked like he was working on something. So I walked by him, and I stopped for a second, and I'm like, it doesn't hurt to ask. So I kind of stepped up and like nodded at him, because for one thing, I don't want to approach somebody in a car and freak them out, and two, I smelled bad, so I didn't want to like offend the guy. But I rolled down his window, and I'm like, hey, you wouldn't mind, would you happen to be willing to give me a ride? And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. So he turned out really nice guy. He'd done a little bit of a day walk himself there, and had a chance to be up there, and it's just really pretty mountain town. But Sam, thank you very much. That ride was amazing. It capped off a very long, very difficult day for me, honestly. The rest of that day was post-holing in snow, which is why you didn't get much video. There were a couple epic views, but again, I was making my way, because you have to so carefully step, really hoping you don't post hole, but I did. So, in the afternoon in snow, carrying a lot of weight on my back. There's just a lot of post holing. So I did bend both of my trekking poles. The left one was probably at a good 15-20 degree angle, but I got that kind of bent back. So yeah, so that was my day yesterday. So that was 6 days consecutive on the trail, and it was a time for me. But I'm in Idlewild, and actually you're hearing somebody else right now. His name's John, and I've been meaning to give him a plug because he's got his own channel. It's Kimbo on the PCT, Kimbo on the PCT, and he's got his own channel. He is a fast walker. So I'm at day 16. John, you're at day
8 today.
8. He's done 100.
No, 9, I think.
So he's done 151 miles because he was stopped at PBC and came up to Idlewild. So he's done 151 miles and change in 5 days. So he's a speed walker, but I highly recommend his channel. So we're here in town. He's got a room for the night. I do as well. And then I'll zero tomorrow, and so it's kind of a couple town days. I got into town last night. I got my laundry done, which was really cool. They did have a service here at the Idlewild Inn, so she did my laundry in about an hour and a half. Enough time for me to go get food, which was at Fratelli's. It was a pizza, and it was amazing, and a Caesar salad. And then got my clean clothes, took a shower, and basically just crashed. That was my day yesterday. So John's back. We're gonna hang out for the afternoon, and then I'll keep you guys updated. Have a good one.